Coming to you live from around the world. Sandra D. Robinson and the Trigger, Rich Bontrager. Welcome back, everybody. Sandra, great to see you.
Hey, good to see you too. Good to see you too. I'm excited today because we are continuing to encourage people to get in front of the camera and to consider today, very specifically, consider doing your own show, your own podcast. And so I'm excited. We got three things we're going to tackle today to, I guess you could call them self-imposed lies, the internal monkeys in the head that are screaming all the reasons why you shouldn't do something. And we've all had that. So we've got three today. And I know, Rich, you've got some really good information of how to
Well, and
silence
again,
those voices.
we're really here for the ladies. Nothing against the men. You can all learn with us, but
Yeah.
Sandra has a really passion. I love this that you want to help these ladies break free and not be invisible. And they have
Yeah.
so much to give the world. And the stats are staggering. The ladies are missing from the conversation, Sandra.
They are. Over 3/4 of people that are watching and listening to podcasts are women, and yet only 1/3 are hosting shows. But how many women do I talk to when I go out into crowds and I have conversations? They're like, "Oh, I'd love to do a show. I could just picture one day I want, one day maybe." And yet, obviously, they're not doing it because there's a lot more women that say to me, "I have the idea for a show," than that actually do it. And the ones that I have actually spoken to, I was just in a meeting this morning with a woman that I encouraged. We worked on her personal branding. I encouraged her, and she's now 3 years, I think, into her show.
Yeah.
And I tell you something, you're going to start where you're going to start. But if you continue to just practice and get out there regularly and get in front of the camera and host an interview like we're going to talk about today, it's going to get even better. And so in 3 years in, she has just remarkable content, and her confidence level in general has just skyrocketed. So
Yeah.
it's the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing to see her personal journey linked to her success at putting out a show.
And don't forget, also, this is part of our master class. Today, we're going to
Mhm.
reveal the link for registering for the master class. With Sandra and myself, we'll go deeper and much deeper material on that. So stick around. They get the QR code that we're going to pop up. But Sandra, we got three important tips to help these ladies shine
Yeah.
brighter and break the invisibility. So financial lies is one that I hear a lot from my clients, from
Yes, it's one of
many
the
people.
first lies. The first of three that we're going to tackle here today. Yeah.
I can't afford it. I can't buy the gear. I can't buy this. I can't market. I can't afford to do this. And my response is, if you want to become visible, you can't afford not to do it. But that doesn't mean you have to break the bank. There are many ways to do this without financially messing yourself up.
It's true. That is true. And I think the first thing that we have to do, as we said, is set realistic expectations. You and I were talking about this before we got on here today. And
Yeah.
the realistic expectations is kind of like the woman that I mentioned 3 years ago. She didn't start with all the lights and all the microphones and everything she probably has now. She started with a really good, guess what? You have a really good quality camera. Bam, this thing right
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Great cameras on smartphones. So play with it. You know what? I can tell you one thing. Apple, I have an iPhone, and I
Mhm.
know that Apple will actually in store and online, they will give you classes to help you to make the most of your
Yep.
camera. Do that. It's free. And you get so much more confident whenever you set up your lens and you know how you're looking and what you can do to look the best. So there's lots of opportunities to learn how to use what you've already got and make it the best as you grow. Because I think a lot of women that we're talking to in the 35, 40 and up, if we're watching shows or listening to podcasts or watching them on YouTube, we're watching things, not exclusively, of course, but we're watching things like maybe the Joe Rogan show with Mel Robbins,
Mhm.
Jay Shetty.
Mhm.
Trying to think if there's a couple of crime shows that are really, the production is high. Their budget is really high. I mean, Mel Robbins literally will fly people in, I believe.
Yes.
So
Yes.
she's got the budget to be flying people, and she's got people that are editing for her. She's got a troop, y'all. Okay, if you're starting and it's just you're going to make it look as good as you can, as simple as you can. You're not doing a three or four. Would you say you think Rogan has 3 or 4 cameras going at one
Yeah.
point?
So I was just having the same conversation with someone that I'm also consulting with, and they were into, "Ah, I want more cameras. I want more this and everything." And they mentioned Rogan. And I'm like, okay, I know for a fact he's got at least 3 cameras, one on himself, one on the guest,
Yeah.
one for the
Good job.
pullback full stage shot. And I think he has a ceiling cam for the over the head. Okay.
Yeah.
He's got 4 cameras. He has someone running, and they're probably GoPros, but he has an engineer running all cameras. He's just the host. The guest
Yeah.
is the guest. Then he has a sound producer running sound engineering to make sure all the sound is right. Then he has someone running the drinks and the food in the background too, and all that stuff.
Yes.
They have 15 people in that room combined every time he does a show. You only see he and his guests. But the price, as you want more technology, more people involved, the price will only go up. So start simple. I mean, Mel does only one camera shoot, right? She's just got the one camera, a static camera. She does most of her shows just straight on.
Oh, you're talking about Megyn Kelly. Megyn
Yeah, sorry,
Kelly.
Megan Kelly. Yes.
Yes. Yes, she does. Yeah, and she's a news anchor, and she
Yeah.
does just one camera straight on and a nice background, probably with a green screen like we are both using right now.
Right.
And you set that up, you just plug and play, and you can go. So it doesn't have to be super over the top crazy in the very beginning. It's mostly just about your content, your stories, your wisdom, your perspective that is so needed right now. So
And,
needed right now.
and again, we've already paying for our phones. We're already paying for the
Yeah.
use. So use the camera. Now, I do recommend, unless you do just a TikTok style show all the time, shoot it this way. So it does look more letterbox. You can still chop it, make it in the reels, but do it this way. But Megyn Kelly is a prime example. She is talking to the camera straight on like a person.
Yes.
It's a personal discussion that she is sharing with you one-on-one, camera to face, camera to face. It's that
Yeah.
simple. So
Yeah.
forget about the budget, forget about the money. You've got the tools right in your pocket right now.
Yep. Yep. That's not the excuse. And it just that realistic approach of like, you can start here with great content and build it out and let it get bigger as it grows with popularity, as it grows, as your audience grows, you can
Mhm.
do more. And there are ways that we can talk about later on, or maybe even in the upcoming masterclass, we'll have a little conversation about different ways that you can monetize a show so that you can afford to do those bigger and better things. If you notice, all of the shows that I mentioned earlier all have commercials, they have sponsors.
Right.
So there's a way to do that. The second lie that people will tell themselves is, I have no experience interviewing. So I have no, what's really going on there is like, I don't want to look foolish. I
Right.
don't know what I'm doing. Rich, how do people get better at interviewing?
This is a skill. This is not something we were born with. Again, I've got 35 years in this.
Yeah.
The original audio tape of me, I still have. It was a train wreck. It was bad. It was horrible. And we were coached. We were taught. And that's where this is a craft. We're artists using our voices, our bodies, and trying to do this. So, number one, just relax. Just be yourself. You will learn the craft.
Yeah.
There are people that are like great on transitions of keeping the story flowing, and it feels like one long breath because they know how to keep the transitions going. That's a high elevation learning how
That's
to
a
do
skill.
this.
Yeah.
That's not the beginner and the starter, and that's not where actually most broadcasters are at. There's many broadcasters. The transitions are train wrecks. So
That's what
relax.
editing is all about. But yeah, that's where editing comes in, where you can get a team to help you with those things for sure. But it is a skill. It's a skill. It's learned. And one thing that you always say, Rich, that I really appreciate is don't think of it as an interview. Whether you tell people this, and so do I, no matter which side of the desk you're on, so to speak, if you're the guest or if you're the one asking the questions, it's a conversation.
Yes.
When you reframe it like that, suddenly it becomes a lot less intimidating, a lot easier. Rich, you've said that to guests and they've just like take a breath out going,
Yeah.
right?
So, by the way, hi, Stacy. Happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for being along. Drop any questions, comments along, and anybody else as well.
Yeah.
But so this is what I literally do, Sandra, and you've been on the show, but behind the scenes, the 15 minutes prep before, to get everyone relaxed, make sure we're ready to go, technology issues. But I tell everybody, it's 2 people on the back porch having their favorite drink, sitting on the porch and talking, and accidentally a camera shows up. So we're doing a discussion as friends, colleagues on a topic we love,
Yeah.
and just go with the topic that you love and have fun instead of making it an interview. a professional broadcaster interview right here on Channel 9 today, Sandra. No, you're
Yeah,
not doing that.
the vocals and also the when we talk about conversational, it's not like that whole funny thing you just did with your voice. You're like, "Well, I have to be such and such a way." No, please
No.
don't. Just be yourself.
That's
Maybe a little bit more energy, but that's what we cover in our class too. We talk about how to get that energy up a little bit as you're starting off until you get used to actually sounding extremely energetic. We just want you on your best day. We don't want anything that doesn't sound like you. But the other way that you can get conversational is start looking at the interviews that you love to watch. How
right.
conversational are they? So some of the most popular conversations or interviews, if you watch Oprah Winfrey, whether she did it on her show or she's doing her masterclass or anything she's doing now, it's very conversational. Her guests are very relaxed. And when the guests are relaxed, that's when the best comes out of them.
Oh, yeah, no, I've had people say afterwards, I never intended to say that. I've never said it on camera or microphone. I don't know how you got me to say that, but I'm glad I did. When
Yeah.
you get them in that relaxed discussion conversation,
Yeah.
people will say the most amazing things, but they're not interviewed. They're not stiff.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out with their friends, having a good time.
And, I'm going to go a little further here and get a little more specific. So I will tell people that are my clients that if they're looking to get interviewed, go ahead and send some suggested questions
Yes.
as an interview. And partly that's just because even if they didn't ask for it, a lot of times a host will like that because maybe they didn't have the time to do all the research and they're like, wow, I hope the host wants to serve you well
Mhm.
as not just so they have a good show. They want to make sure that you feel comfortable. So it's okay to go ahead and send suggested questions. And I
Yes.
always like to put in there, this is just suggested. I am absolutely able to go organic, totally fine. Just thinking this might help to give some context. So it's fine to do that. As an interviewer, you don't have to stick with those questions. They're just consider them a suggestion because when you feel like you have to get through all of the questions that were given to you, it becomes more of a I don't know, how do you say it? It's more of a plan than a conversation.
Right. So what I do, I always ask for 3 starter questions, and all my show is highly unscripted, I'm very intuitive. I
Yeah.
go where the journalistic story goes, what's the theme, and I pick up on cues or where they wanna go or where I wanna probe deeper, but I do
Mhm.
go with 3 starter questions to get them rolling, get them feel comfortable. It kinda sets the roadmap for where you're going to go.
Totally.
It also sets up your ending because often you reflect back at the beginning to tie it all
To
together.
close
That's
it
some of the
together.
interview skills we're gonna help you with. By the way, Stacy's got a question here. We want to interrupt a regular program here. How do I share this on LinkedIn? So go to either my LinkedIn profile or
Or
Sandra's.
mine.
Under
Yeah.
the events area, you'll find this streaming right now. There
So it
is
would
a
have
share.
posts and activity, and in that little bar there, it'll say events, and that's how you can find it
Right,
and
and then
share it.
just share it out, cut and paste the thread, drop it in. Appreciate that, Stacy, and by the way, your other comment about getting nervous minutes before you go live, that's
Oh,
what the
yeah,
15
and
minutes
Stacey here's
backstage
the thing,
is.
Stacey has done a ton of interviews, so she still gets that, like, that nervousness, which Johnny Carson did too. I mean, nerves does not mean you don't know what you're doing. Nerves means that you care about what you're doing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's myth number 2 or a little bit of that mind squirrel inside your head.
Mhm. Number
Number
3,
3 is, "I just don't have the time, Sandra. I'm doing all these other amazing, wonderful things, and I don't have the time."
which I get, and we do not want to overcommit ourselves because we generally do that as a species these days anyway. So I totally get that you can say, I don't have the time to be able to do anything else, especially a production like this. But Rich, when we talked about getting these
Mhm.
points together, you said the number one deal, which is no one makes your production schedule
Yes.
except you.
So, this is one of the most important things right now
Yeah.
is you don't have to do a weekly show. You
Mm-mm.
don't have to do an hour-long show. You can do a 10-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute nugget show.
Yeah.
You can design it the way you want because people are consuming content differently than ever before. Even though we see network TV doing, Jimmy Kimmel and all the others, you don't have to do it that way.
Yeah.
Also, you do not have to do it live. I love live. Sandra loves live, but you don't have to do that. You can pre-record it, bank
Yeah.
them, edit them, produce them, just like we have now with all the 6 to 8 Amazon episodes. all pre-produced, and then they drop them.
Drop them all at the same time. So I don't know about you, Rich, but when I go on road trips, especially, I listen to podcasts and I'll just let them play. Like I'll go from one show to the next show to the next
Right.
show. We do a lot of driving here in Texas. So it's like
It's a big
it can
state.
be hour-long shows and I'll listen to several. So we're in the car for a while. But there is that. I'll just keep letting it play from one to the other. And so when you drop 5 or 6 at a time, people have the opportunity to do that, which is really pretty cool.
And again, this is so important. It doesn't have to be weekly. It can do monthly. You can do
Mhm.
quarterly. Whatever suits your life. Now, I will say more and more, it's important to pre-record, edit, take a breath, drop some shows out there, let those shows run, and then go
And
back
then
and
the
get
next
another set of shows pre-produced, pre-done. Don't be chasing interviews and guests and shows all the time. You are going to
It's
exhaust
exhausting.
yourself, burn out, and that's why more people don't survive this.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of podcasts don't go past 6 episodes.
Right. 8 out
And
of 10 do
burnout is
not
a
make it.
reason. All of the things that we're talking about not having time because they're not thinking it out thoroughly. The things that we're showing you right now, they probably just weren't aware of.
Yes.
And so they just kind of dove in and yay for diving in, but diving in and then not realizing, oh, I can actually pre-record all my shows on one day. And if you have the budget to send it to somebody to edit, do that. It doesn't have to cost a fortune depending on what it is that you want to do. I mean, if you want to go some people think this, back to the number one lie, right? Which was
The
the
financial
financial
side, you
lie.
have to
The
pay, pay,
financial, I
pay.
can't
Yeah.
afford it. I fell into that. I fell into that because one of the things that I was told about shooting all the episodes at once and then having it edited and have them all done was from a gentleman in Dallas and his studios. I was getting a tour of the studios at the time. You know who I'm talking about. Beautiful. Shout out to Jeff Curley.
Yeah.
Beautiful studios. I mean, these look like the Oprah sets, is in fact, right?
He
Gorgeous,
actually calls
well
one the
lit, set
Oprah
up all
room.
the
He actually he calls one of them
whole
that.
team, the cameras, the light. I mean, amazing. Anybody could sit on that set and look at the feed of themselves over in the corner and be like, oh my gosh, I need a show. I look fabulous because it was so well done. I got suckered into thinking that was the only thing that I could do. And I had been threatening for 2 years, 3 years to start my podcast because in my mind, that's what I thought I had to do.
Right.
That's so untrue. It's so untrue. People don't care about all of that stuff when it comes right down to it. If you have a smaller budget, you can do this yourself. You can shoot all of your things in one day,
Yes.
just like they do with the big studios,
Mhm.
and you can release it all at once, like we're talking about. These are the little secrets that make it easier for you to actually have this done. And, I don't think it's ever been easier for people to
No.
launch a show just because there's a lot of shows out there and there are a lot of podcasts on every single topic you can think of.
Mhm.
Yes, there's a lot, but it's never been easier to actually get the word out, especially listening this morning to some more research. If you're of what they call the age of I hate this term, the senior influencers. Are you ready? 40 and up is considered senior influencer.
Which are many of the people who feel silence and they're not seen, they're invisible, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You don't have to be invisible. You can do this.
But this rise of the senior influencer is actually super fascinating to me.
Yes.
So since the pandemic, something like 15% of the new users and posters on TikTok are these senior influencers. And guess who is spreading the word and making their videos go viral? Not other senior influencers, not senior people. It's the younger generations that are finding the information valuable. So if you need an extra little boot in the pants to be able to get out there and start thinking about doing your own show, do it for the generations that are coming up after you, because it's your wisdom, it's your perspective, it's your stories to help them with social situations, with business, with building resilience. These are the things that the younger generation is saying. This is why we love to hear from people that are older than us on social media, on podcasts. This is the time. It has never been better for you to stop and consider getting in front of the camera yourself.
You are the expert. You are the wise owl. Years matter with expertise. 20-year-old is not an expert the same way that the 45-year-old is. You have more time under your belt, more wisdom, more knowledge and experience. And as to Sandra's point, people are looking for that.
They are.
They want to
are.
hear from you. They want to take the time to glean the information. They want to learn. And instead of holding back, we're trying to encourage you to say, step into it and be that wise owl that will
Yep.
help others behind you.
Yeah, exactly. There was a doctor that I was listening to just this morning. I believe his name was Dr. Rose, Dr. Todd Rose. And he does a lot of this research in social behavior and social thinking and things like that. And part of what I found, and I listened to it 3 times, I rewound it and listened to it 3 times. She's like, did I get that right? 2/3 of people that are on the internet, social media,
Mhm.
podcasts, all of that, 2/3 of people that are involved are staying silent. They are silencing themselves
Right.
because they feel that they are going against the majority. Here's the real information. 10%, only 10% of the people are making 80% of the noise. If you don't agree with what's being said, get out there and say it because you're not the
Right.
only one. You're actually
Right.
part of the 80%. That
And
10% that is speaking does not represent, and they've done these studies, it does not represent the whole. It's just the loudest in the room. So if you don't like something that you're hearing and you think that we can do better, there is no one better to get up there and talk about it and share the message except you.
and again, you don't have to be the A-type personality. All I mean, those are some of the other lies.
No.
You can just be you and share the wisdom that you have and make it fun and have a good time. So Sandra and I will be doing a master class,
Yep.
and you need to go to her website and register for this. And
Yep.
Sandra put a lot of time behind the scenes because we are really focused on the women right now. We really
Yep.
want to help your voices because the studies are showing you're withholding, you're hiding, and but you're also feeling invisible. You're feeling frustrated about not being heard. We're trying to break through some of these myths and some of these struggles. So the masterclass is really designed for you, help you get out there and
Now,
achieve your
right
goals.
now, I have to say, I haven't tested this, to be quite honest, Rich. So right now, today is a day that it's shifting. This is October 1st, whatever time you're watching this.
Right.
This is shifting today to go from what we're offering here, which is a free look at our previous masterclass so that you can see what it's all about. But this same site will today switch over to registration. So depending on what time you go, you can either get the free class that you can get some tips for free, or you can sign up for the upcoming class, which is October 15th. We're going to be talking a lot more about the upcoming class. Hey, if you just go and get some free tips, if you get tips from this class, you will see us talking more and more about the upcoming masterclass, which is specifically for women 35, 40 and up that want to start to really make a difference and get their voice out there, share those stories. We're going to help you. We're going to show you how easy it is. These 3 little lies that we busted today is just like the very easy stuff. We get into some pretty good even mindset. We get into skill sets. We get into marketing. We get into all kinds of possibilities, even talking a little bit about how you can monetize something. Because if your answer is, hey, I don't have time, I don't have the money, I'm going to show you how you can make those things happen. That's what's going on in our class that's coming up on October 15th. So make sure that you give us a follow the scan code here, which I have not tested as of yet. Somewhere in midday, it is going to be switching over. I'm just saying, being upfront, it's going to be switching over from the free class where you can get some tips to registration for the new class that is coming up. So,
And this
whichever
class
one
will
you
be
get.
live on that
Yeah.
day. It's not pre-recorded. It will be interactive. So we will take
Yes.
your questions, your comments. We do have things already pre-planned we want to share with you because we do want to give you practical tips to move the line.
Yeah.
So today I'm kind of curious, Sandra. I wonder what the viewers are thinking. Is the financial lie the big one for them? Is it
I'd
I
love to
have
know
no
the biggest one.
experience? Is it I
Yeah.
don't have the time? Which one I wonder is the one hitting you watching us right now talking about this?
See what people say. I know we can't see all the comments on every platform because we're
No,
streaming this
we're
to
on multiple
several. We'll
platforms.
have to answer the comments maybe after we get off of here. But
Yes,
yeah, I can say I'm not techie enough. I don't have interview experience. I can't afford the production costs. I think we kind of shot all those down or at least made them manageable at this
exactly.
point. So let us know which one of those is actually the closest to home for you. And shoot, just go ahead and say what you'd love your show to be about. If you have one, tell us what it is. And if you don't have one yet and you're thinking about it, let us know what you think that show would be about. It would be fantastic.
And by the
So
way, there's limited space for this. We're not
yes,
getting 100 people for this
we're
master
being
class.
very careful about who we actually do admit into the class. It's a very safe environment, and we want everybody to have a great sense of community and emotional safety in this class. So yes, we are very much limiting it. This is a very boutique, small environment. This is not like what we've done in the past. This is something that is very intimate and small. So
there you go. The lies have been dismissed, blown up, shattered. Now it's up to you to say, do you want to step in? Do you want to join us? And we all went through coaching. She went through professional coaching as an actress and spokesperson. I went
as
through
a host,
training and
as a
coaching.
host, I
Yeah.
did it too. That's how I ended up teaching it. Was I taught for the school that taught me. Yeah.
So we've all been there, done that. We'd love to help you make that journey to become a reality. Final thoughts, Sandra, before you wind down for today?
No, that's it. That's it. I hope that we served you today, and I really look forward to serving those that have the desire to have their own show or even consider having their own show, and we can show you what that is all about. Make sure that you see us. I'll be doing some other lives as you may see me popping up, but Rich and I are going to be back next week. We'll do another one, and we're also going to tackle some more reasons of why people would say, I can't do this. And we're going to say, yes, you can, because you can.
So thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week again. Sandra D. Robinson, the Trigger